right, check, 1 2 1 2. Take this one out so I can hear myself. What's up, everybody? Hot Pudge Wednesday. Every week, it's my fucking show. You think I know it by now? Hot Pudge Wednesday, one-on-one. Not to get confused with Hot Pudge Sunday, one-on-one. I don't know. One of these days I'll get it. It's practice, folks. This is just practice, guys. Hey, we got a great host. We got a great host. We got a great guest tonight, guys. Looking forward to talk to him. I haven't spoken to him in a very, 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 very long time. I've been in comedy 14 years. I'd say I know him just at least 10, 12 years, about give or take. But yeah, he's definitely one of a kind. I'll tell you that much. Jeff Lawrence will be in the house tonight. Yes, that Jeff Lawrence, Laughing Buddah. Yes, he's the proprietor, the producer of Laughing Buddah. Can't wait to talk to him about that. I remember when he first started it, how small it was, and it's really become something else. It really has blown up throughout the years. Not without its controversy. You always have these. And I'm going to ask him. As soon as I get, I'm going to ask him. I don't know what is it with these comics. I basically know what it is. It's just a lot of young comic hate and a lot of young comic ignorance. We've all been there. We've all been young comics. I call them the elementary school phase of comedy. You know what I'm saying? Not in junior high school, especially the junior high school kids. Because, it's like they graduate to junior high school and they've got elementary behind them. So they think they're the shit and they know everything now. Yeah, those are the comics. That talk the most shit. It's kind of hilarious. We all went there. Me too. What's up, Nico White? Nico White watching. Holy shit. Thank you, Nico. Shout out to you. Nico White, I got to get you back on the show, bro. I got Nico White was the official first guest on Hot Pudge Sunday. And go figure, he was the first, and I have no recording of it. So I got to bring him back. Because of course, I was technologically stupid. Still am. I'm getting better, though. I've been practicing. I got the hang of this. I'm saving. I'm on IGTV. I'm able to save all of the recordings, and I'm putting them up all on my Hot Pudge Sunday YouTube channel. So they're all there, except Nico's, the very first one. Go figure. The inaugural fucking Hot Pudge Sunday live, IG live. Nico's on it, and he's gone. He's disappeared. I don't know where he is. And fucking Instagram fucking heaven. But I'm going to have him on. I'm thinking maybe like today's episode 13. So maybe, I don't know, maybe for the 50th anniversary episode. I don't know, maybe the 100th we'll do something special for Nico. I don't know. But he's one of those guests that you love to have on. And you can have him on all the time because it's always going to be fresh, new, and funny. And he's incredibly intelligent. Love him. Known him since he was 15. Since he was a little Nico. Now he's a big Nico. Yeah, I knew him when he was 5'2". Now he's like 6'4". Hilarious. But yeah, thanks, Nico. Thanks for supporting. I was saying we got Jeff Lawrence in the house. I want to talk to Jeff about a lot of things. I haven't spoken to him in years. Of course, Laughing Buddah, the making, the holding on to. See what's going on, see how his health. I've got a personal question. I know he's very insightful, very intelligent, especially when it comes to landlord disputes. I've always seen his posts about his landlord disputes and his fight with his landlord. And I'm currently in a situation of my own with mine, wink, wink, eviction. So yeah, I'd love to have some of his insight because I know he knows what he's talking about. So very smart guy, squared away. Consider him a friend. We go way back. I work with him with Laughing Buddah. He's had me do some shows and host, and we actually did some road shows together. I remember one in particular in Bayonne, New Jersey. Yeah, Bayonne. And all in all, it was a typical show, set up for a lot of comedians, but of course the people putting the show together who are, I guess, paying us to do the show. You know how sometimes they like to do their own thing and throw curveballs at us. And this particular show, it was in some kind of a hall, like VFW type deal. And they had the food, they had the drink, they had the people. But they also had a magician. And they wanted him to open. before the comedians. You know how it is. Comedians already know. It's always a friend of the friend or the cousin of the person putting the show together. And hey, he's a magician. He's gonna do some tricks. It'll be cool. It'll be great for the show. He'll open up for you guys. It'll be great for the show. Oh, you guys are gonna love him. Oh yes, Harry. Oh, he always does magic all the time. You're gonna love him. So they bring up Harry, the magician, and that motherfucker did like 45 minutes at least. At fucking God, it must have been. It felt like forever. I remember me and Jeff. We were just in the back, man. We were in the back watching this fucking magician, and he did every hack fucking magic trick. The rabbit out of the hat, the cards, the handkerchiefs, and all that shit. And we're watching it, and I'm just looking at. We're in the back. This is me, Jeff. I think there were a couple of the comedians too, and we're just like this. And we're just watching this fucking guy. Trick after fucking trick after fucking trick after fucking trick. And we're dying. We're just dying in the back. And he's just going on and on and on. And he just, give this motherfucking inch. This guy took off. He did at least 45 minutes to a fucking hour of just some of the I'm sorry, Harry, but some of the fucking hackiest. God, and he was, and after a while, he was putting the audience to fucking sleep too, and that's just typical. I got Milton watching, and this is a good story for Milton. Milton's a promoter. Shout out to Milton, who promotes all over Queens and lounges and bars and shit. Yo, here's the thing with comedy shows. Great idea. Absolutely great idea. All right, bring them to a bar, bring them to a restaurant, bring them to a lounge. But you have to have the understanding of how it flows, how it works. You just can't throw it against the wall and expect it to stick. There are certain things that have to be in place to have a good comedy show. There has to be it's not only the booking and the audio, but you want the right setting. The TVs have to be off. You want people to know about the show. Otherwise, it's an ambush show. Okay, comedians hate ambush shows. Okay, what an ambush show is when you do a comedy show in a restaurant or a bar, and the show begins, but the people who are sitting there had no clue that there was a show. So now they're not there for the show. They were just there for whatever reason they were there for, and now it's like we're interrupting them. It's our show, but now we're interrupting them, and the show hasn't even started, and we already have people that don't give a shit about us. So yeah, there's certain things, you never want to put people in front of the comedians. Like I've seen it before. Besides the magic, I've seen poetry. Yes, let's do some poetry. Who has the poem? Let's do poetry. Yes, before the comedy show. Yes. Let's have a quartet. I did a show once where they had a singing quartet, but it was my show, so I was producing it. So I let them know. We'll go first. Because I didn't like a quartet going. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. When you try to make it a variety show, it's tough. It's tough. Just make it a comedy show. Comedy is hard as it already is hard. It's difficult. All right. And the fact that we're doing it outside our comfort zone. Remember, comedy clubs, home field advantage. Everything is set up for our success. Everything. Okay. The room, the microphone, the speakers, the stage, the brick wall behind us, the shape of the room. It's all set up. The waitresses know how to take orders quietly. Everything is set up for our success. That is home field advantage. That is about as perfect setup as you can get for comedy, a comedy club. Anything outside of that, you really have to work hard. You really have to do your due diligence and make sure everything is right. The lighting, the microphone, the angle, where in the room you're gonna have it. Is it a bar? Is it a lounge? Are there TVs on? Guess what? Turn the fucking TVs off. If you're going to have a comedy show and you want everybody to watch the comedians, turn the fucking TV off. Hey, here's a thought. Don't book a comedy show at your bar or lounge when it's the playoffs. Okay, hint, hint. All right, baseball season, October. If the Yankees or the Mets are in the playoffs, be very careful. Check the playoff calendar. Okay, don't book it on a Sunday afternoon during football season. Don't book it on a Sunday or Saturday during the NFL playoffs. I'm telling you, because then who are you gonna get? It was in Jersey. I did a show. It was a bar restaurant. It was a decent setup because the bar, as soon as you walk in, it's just a long bar, one of those long bars, and then in the back there's a door that leads to the restaurant right next door. So there was a wall and they were separated. It looked good. We've done comedy shows there before in the separate restaurant room. The people who want comedy will go in there. We close the door and we do our thing. We've done it. I remember we did it several times. I forgot what part of New Jersey. I think it was Newark. Anyway, so we go down there for another show. It was a Thursday night, and the Yankees are playing in the World Series. I don't know which one. It was like game 6 or 7. If they win, it's over. They win the World Series. And the bar was absolutely fucking packed, naturally. All right? Packed. As soon as we go to the back, go into the door, go to the restaurant part for the comedy show, 9 people. 9 people. Now, let me tell you, 9 people is not an issue for most comics. Not for me. It's cool. I've done 2 people. I've done 3 people. I've done 3 people and a dog. I've done 1 people. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Under the right circumstances, I don't give a fuck how many people it is. If you can't do 2, you can't do 200. That's how what we say in the comedy community. So it's not the numbers. We give it 100% no matter how many people are in the room. So it wasn't that there was only 9. It was that there was 9 versus 98 next door. Remember that wall that divided the restaurant? Didn't fucking matter. Every time there was a base hit, every time there was a home run, every time somebody got an out, explosion of fans. So you're on stage, you're trying to deliver your joke, you're trying to deliver the setup, the premise. Here comes and they just beat you to the punch. So you're trying to do your thing, and every time they scream, all the crowd and the comic, they just look into it's the Yankees. It's, so how do you do a comedy show like that when you're getting stepped on by sports fans watching the Yankees in the World Series? You know what I'm saying? So please, I have a meeting tonight about getting something set up. Milton in the house. Yes. Thank you, Milton. Let me know. And let me know if you need me to go down there. Let me know if you want me to talk. Whatever you need, man. I'm totally in. I've been reaching out to Milton, so a DJ, another promoter, the owner of Rolling Greens. For those of you who haven't heard, or I've been putting together some comedy shows. It's like a Corona breakout comedy show to help out the community, bars, restaurants, and lounges get back on their feet. I know a lot of restaurants, they took a hard hit. It's not going to be an easy open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Maybe people are flooding, maybe not. But they need all the help we can get. So I'm volunteering my services. I got a couple of the comedians on board. They already said they're good to go. And we're going to put together a little comedy show for free. No pay. I'm donating my services as a gift. Most of these places I've done before, so I've worked with them, or I've worked with the people like Milton. So this is just the way, hey man, you took care of me before, you looked out for me, now Uncle Pudge is looking for you. That's it. This is how, we reciprocate, quid pro quo. You know what I'm saying? The world goes around. What goes around comes around. So I recognize all the bars, all the lounges, all the people who's worked with me in the past having comedy shows. Hey, now you guys need help. So I'm down for free. No cash. Now, if you can pay the comedians with beer, alcohol, and buffalo wings, that would be great. Comedians need to eat and they love their alcohol. So anything you can do will be appreciated. All right. So yeah, beer, alcohol, some appetizers. That'd be awesome. Knock it out the park. And not only is it for you guys, for the bars, restaurants, and lounges, to help you guys, get back on your feet, but we need a little help too. Lord knows we're rusty. I've spoken to many comedians, and a lot of them are saying the same thing. It's been months, at least 3. Do I know my material? Do I have my material? Do I remember it? And it's not even the memorization of the material, but it's the rhythm, the flow, the nuances. Okay, this shit isn't easy. Okay, we write shit down word for word. It has a beat. It's like music. It's like salsa. Okay, you know how to dance salsa? Yeah, it's hard. But if you miss a beat, you look like a dick. All right. So, anyways, so yeah. So a lot of comedians, we need the help. And so, yeah, we're working together. We'll help you guys out. We'll knock the rust off. Might be some fun. Jeff, if you can chime in, if you can hit the connect, hit the invite so I can get you on. I got everybody pumped up to see you, Jeff. I know you're there. The magician gig. How could I forget? Yeah, man. We were fucking magician. Hey, here's a magic. I'm going to put you guys to sleep in the back. I'm going to put the comedians to sleep. Yeah, that was a great trick he did. Oh, my God. Other than that, the show went great. If I remember, we did good. We had a good time. It was just that fucking 65-minute fucking wait to a magician pulling shit out of every pocket, every hat, every orifice. He just had handkerchiefs coming from everywhere. The most hacky shit. So, hey, Jeff. So, yeah, Jeff, go hit the join. Hit the join button on the bottom somewhere. It should be like to join. I know Jeff was asking me how he jumps in. You're there, so you're definitely watching, which is good. You're watching. Oh, shit. Can't. Here we go. All right, so, Jeff, you're watching. So, I'm just trying to get you to join. Holy shit. I got Jeff on the phone. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's on your... It should be in the bottom right-hand corner. Some smiley faces. This is good. Bottom. Just the bottom. There's some smiley faces. You like two double smiley faces. You hit join. I've never done this before. This is so cool. Go. Well. Not. No. You're on your page. You're supposed to be on mine. Where it says. Where is it? Yeah. When you go to you should be watching me, and it's on the. Oh, thank you, Milton. Yeah, you see me live? All right. So at the bottom, do you see like a row of smiley faces or to join or anything like that? I've never done. Yeah. But you can. Yeah. Click on live. Click on live. Okay. Are you watching me though? Oh, cool. Hi, Jeff. Join. There's not a join button. There's not a join button. There's nothing on the bottom with like happy faces, like a double happy face. I don't know. Yeah. It doesn't say to join. Maybe it's only on cell phones then. I don't know. I've never. Yeah. Do it from the phone. Oh, this is so cool. Milton, you having a good time? See? Yeah. I'm not worried. I'm not. Yeah. All right, that was fun. I don't feel so bad now. Everybody who's been on this, who's been watching me this whole time, I've always talked about what kind of, how idiot I feel about technology and shit. And, well, I'm not the only one. So that's kind of cool. All right, then. Ah, fuck. How the hell did I get this? All right. Turn off request to go live. Share to copy link. Turn off commenting. Let's see where we got. All right, there he is. Jeff Lawrence. Boom. Got him now. I got him now. Jeez. Hey, turn off. You're good?
Yeah, but I got.
Oh, where'd you go? There he is. There he is.
It doesn't work on the computer.
I got him now. Jeez. You good?
Wait, how's that? There we go. Yeah, and it's great. I just
Is
spent
your
a half hour setting up my new mic and lighting.
Oh, where'd you go?
You know, I got the Chinatown in the background.
There he is. There he is.
It doesn't work on the computer. So
I got him now.
is your laptop on?
I just turned it off.
Oh, okay, good, cool. I was getting some feedback.
Okay, how are we now?
Good.
Excellent. How are you, buddy?
Whew.
Were you waiting for me the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
I was
you
doing
can tell
time.
me doing 15 up front because there was no join or anything.
Really,
So,
that's odd.
Yeah, there's not on a Mac, but as soon as I
All
went
right.
to the live on the phone, it was all there.
Okay, you saw
can't
it on the
join
bottom,
on
right?
a Mac. That's the way it works.
No, I'm sure you can. You just have to figure it out.
I guess I have to figure something out, like how to catch
Yeah.
smileys. But backing up, the magician gig.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I can't believe you remember that. I now I remember it. Basically, what happened was everything was delayed. You know, we got there late, an hour late, and man, you know, we're like 2 hours, sitting there 3 hours. They're getting trashed. And remember, we had the table from Bayonne. The women were fucking a mess, and the husband was the head cop, so they couldn't throw him out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
now
the
it's all
women were trashing the show. It's 3 hours. Everyone's drunk, and I think I was headlining or closing. I don't remember, but
yeah, you were closing. You were closing.
I was waiting to go. You know, like and we want to get out. It's Bayonne, you know. And you did your thing up front. I remember you were hot up front. It was a good crowd, and then Jeff went somewhere. And then maybe before Jeff, it's like, and now a magician. I'm sorry, but I didn't take it. And now a magician, and like a magician, they're like, oh yeah, he's great. You know what it was? It was a bad Borscht Belt. Do you ever know what Borscht Belt is? That
back in the day.
Catskills, 70s
Yeah.
musician.
Back in the day.
You know, now you see it, and they're playing music. And it killed the whole, you know.
No, it slowed everything down to a crawl.
But you know what? 1 second. I remember the gig I remember the most. Well, there were two. There was Uber Lounge.
Uber.
Because that was the first gig I did in Brooklyn in a bar.
Okay. Oh wow, mine.
You know, you
Jeff is freezing.
It's just crazy.
Okay.
So we did the Uber, and I'd never done a Brooklyn gig. Chris DiStefano was on that gig, I remember.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I remember it was my first. And the place was, but I remembered is either you paid us or paid us, and there was food. But you always made a great effort that the comics were taken care of, you know, and that just wasn't, you know, that wasn't done in comedy clubs. You know, so going out and doing that, it opened my eyes. Like, hey, wait a second here. They're paying the comics and putting out platters of food.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a club in terms of audience. You know, a lot of people not paying attention and, you know, whatever. But and then the other gig I remember, I'll never forget. We ran around. You come to the city, pick up a bunch of us. You take us to Queens, and we did like 3 gigs in one night. And one was Rolling Green, the sports bar.
Oh.
And we did the hookah lounge. And we did the hookah lounge. He was like driving us from bad gig to bad gig. No,
bar to bar.
The Rolling Green, the sports bar was awesome.
Right. I think that was Rolling Greens.
Right, because I had never. That was the kind of crowd that everyone told me they would never book me for. That blue collar crowd, you know, the gay guy, can't have it.
Right.
And for years I would beg the bookers I knew, give me a shot. You know, Rich Carucci took me. I was the first gay guy to play a Firehouse ever. That was interesting. You know what's funny? Here's what's funny. So here
and you did great. You did great. You did great at the fire.
No, I did. Here's the thing. I didn't kill. It wasn't a kill at all. I did well. But the headliner, and I forgot, I was featuring the headliner, I forgot who that was, came up to me and he goes, "You fucking killed." And I go, "No, that's not killed." He goes, you're a gay man in a firehouse. Do you understand what you just did? You killed. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. And
Okay.
here's the interesting thing. I was so nervous about this gig. Every booker told me they could never book me in a firehouse. I thought, maybe this is the night I get beat up. I don't know what to expect. And I go there and I'm playing to them. And it's a big mistake. And you know this for doing comedy, as long as I am longer. You never pander a play to the audience. And I came with this material for them so they like me. Because this is so, and I wasn't tanking, but it wasn't going well. And as soon as I ripped into the anal sex gerbil jokes, bam, the roof came off. And, you're always learning as a comic. And I learned to always be yourself. And that was, they wanted that,
Yeah.
They didn't want me to, so, but that,
Don't, it doesn't matter what the crowd is.
Awesome. Huh?
Don't pander. Don't pander.
Never. And, oh man. I'm sorry. I got a mic going on right now online, and there's all these problems. So it's okay. I'm not. They're just gonna have to handle it.
Yeah. Let me tell you. As far as technology, I've addressed this as far as myself. Don't feel bad because you're a little bit off or lost. I'm just as bad, if not worse. This whole COVID lockdown has given me the opportunity to address some of my shortcomings. And technology, computers, and social media and content was a big shortcoming. So I am starting from scratch in a lot of ways, and I'm learning. I mean, every week, every day. I've already had some experiences with Facebook and Instagram. I've been cut off because of music. I've been cut off because I don't know, just crazy reasons. So yeah, I'm learning too, man. I'm a guy of a certain age, and I'm technologically behind everybody else. Yeah, so I'm technologically behind everybody else. I'm catching up now, so I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Well, I got to tell you, technologically, I'm advanced more than just about everyone in terms of like Macs and all that. Like my Mac crashed 2 days ago. I'm not calling it a genius, but I know exactly what's right. The company, has like 10 Macs. So over the years, I learned how to, I teach, actually you don't know this, but the idea for one of the scripts we pitched was a story about me working with all the millennials, but I'm always teaching them about the tech stuff. And this is a true story because the millennials, when they have trouble with their Mac, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to fix it. I always ask, what do you do? My mom gets me a new one. I get a new one. My mom gets me a new one. Yeah,
that's it.
They don't know how to restart them. But social media, no, I'm not a social media person. I think it's really unhealthy, really negative, and I think that society. Yes, sure, I understand. It's the world we live in. I understand people are making careers on social. I get it. I'm not like living in the fucking dark ages. I just think we were a happier society before this. And the price we're going to have to pay over, years and years is, look, there's a lot of great things. Like you look at all the what social media does, like with the police, with George Floyd's death, things like that are not possible without social media. So there's a lot of incredible stuff. But just as the way we communicate and everything,
it seems like year after year, month after month, you're always getting some kind of surprise on social media. Just when you think it couldn't be go any further or pushed any further or twisted or something happens and you're like, holy shit. What people are doing with social media, I mean, it's amazing sometimes, but it's questionable other times. And sometimes it's just plain what the fuck. To segue into what I saw on social media a couple of weeks ago that I know you're aware of, there was a list put out in the comedy community that was shocking, to say the least. Do you remember this list?
No, what list was this? There were a few. Was this the racist one? Was this the anti-Semite list?
How
about the homo? How about the faggot list? I was on that too.
I didn't see that one.
I'm trying to start 3 mics while I defend myself. This is an insane. If you want to be a comedian, go run. Get a job at Trader Joe's. Run. I don't know what the fuck to do. What am I supposed to do here? I'm supposed to start this goddamn meeting. Let me start like, Pudge. I want to walk dogs. Can I just say that to start?
It's safer.
Hey, you're in. You guys are good. Okay, these guys are good. They're in. They don't need me anymore. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Pudge. I did it.
No, not at all. I know.
Started the list. Okay, so first thing, I'm not a social media person, so
How did you first find out about it?
Here's the thing. I despise social media. So I with COVID got lonely, and going back on, Facebook's my thing. Like if I'm going to be on, it'll be Facebook. That makes the most sense to me. Instagram is a lot of vanity for my taste, and Twitter might be good to work out some jokes, but I learned with Twitter, you got to build the following and work it, and I have other priorities. So Facebook is a place you could put your photos, you could put your jokes, you could put, you know what I mean? It's really a combination of everything. You communicate, private messages, so that's like the hub. I went on Facebook, and we were just scrolling, and I saw a list of racists, and I was not on it. As I should not be. I was not on it. And I didn't recognize a lot of names, but the names I did were all banned at Laughing Buddah. So I chimed in, which I never do, that, these guys are banned here too. And the intent was to support, but I used some words which were construed as offensive. And I just posted, and that was it. That was like, I didn't check it, nothing happened. Like, there's like the next day, someone tells me I'm on a racist list. I'm like, nah, I checked. I'm not on it, dude. Yeah, no. I was like, and I'm on the list, and it says, yeah, that one. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this a joke? And, I don't know if I said, but I'm friendly with this guy. I've booked him. I've been on the road with him. He's like one of the guys, you know what I mean? I've always had a very, it didn't seem right. I didn't know it was a joke or
it didn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me whatsoever because I'm not on it. Now I'm on it the next day. And then
so it was purely accidental.
What?
It was purely accidental.
No. What happened was comment I put, he thought was offensive, so added me to the racist list with a lot of other comics. If you just posted,
you were an accidental
takes this racist list down, you were on the list. So
you actually supported him initially.
Well, I was trying, They're banned at Laughing Buddah. I was like, don't worry, these guys are assholes.
Right.
I mean, I'm not supporting him. In hindsight, I shouldn't have said anything. I learned to mind my own business with something so silly.
Lesson learned.
It's amazing how you're talking about, I maybe post one sentence a year and I'm in controversy every single time. And you were touching before on, there's open micers.
Yeah.
And that's a broad term. There's lots of different kinds of open micers. And, I
categorize them by school.
Well, what social media it does is gives people a voice that they're not going to have for 10 years in stand-up. They're going to pay them, and nobody gives a fuck what you think when you run around these clubs for 3 years. Nobody. And if they do, they're fucking lying. No one gives a fuck. You pay your dues. And 10 years, nobody wants to wait 10 years. And you can go online and be 3 weeks in and go, Jeff Lawrence, and all of a sudden you're the center of attention. And that's why it's always ignored. I never, ever respond to anything like this. But this was different because, one, I knew the person. Two, in calling him up, because I called him immediately and we had that conversation, and listening to his definition of racism, which is I would say very different, but different than my definition of racism. Having that conversation with someone that's really angry. And I knew, I was just, so I was not angry that this happened. I was concerned, deeply concerned, obviously, but not angry. I didn't come into play. A lot of the comics were like, fuck you, who the fuck are you? I felt really sorry that
it was a stupid misunderstanding. It was just a stupid misunderstanding. He just, you didn't.
No. I'm not talking about me, just to do the list in general. I think it's really unfortunate because there's
Yeah.
ways to do things, and also it's a very arbitrary list. I mean, obviously, if you're going to make a list of racists in comedy, you know, vet it, have the proof, and maybe talk to it. Listen, everyone has their goals and their, you know, and their agenda. And so I called him and we spoke, and he seemed very upset that the comment I made was racist, and other comics attacked me on the comment. And you know what? It doesn't matter if I feel it was racist or not. Obviously, I don't. But it's not about being right or righteous. If you said to me, I offended you, I would apologize. And I'm not the kind of person that, you know, would someone have a working relationship with or had. No matter what he did to me, is just going to, you know, I just wanted to find out what was really going on, you know, and how I can help, you know, because this is just, and I told him too, you know, I know my name's out there. Even if you make new lists, it's going to be on the internet forever. And my concern was my business. You know, I don't think 99% of all the people involved in this do not make a full-time living in comedy. And until you do, you have nothing to lose, and you cannot understand what it is for these posts do populate in Google Images. And I knew, case in point, I knew this wasn't going to end there. Case in point, everyone that shared the list or supported it was on a new racist list that became a website. Now I'm not on the website. And that was my thinking. This immature shit is going to build and build. Get me out now. I got a business to run. I lost most of it in COVID, and I don't need an aspiring comic a year from now to find my name on a bogus racist list, but not know better. I know that you and everyone that knows me knows who I am. But what's equally disappointing is watching so many people that I've known and worked with who've hit me up for spots over the years. Yeah, get them. Share that list. Get more. It was like it was like a mob. It was a mob.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially a mob of young comics who want to get their attention and want to get their name out there and want to belong. I wasn't surprised. I was shocked when I saw your name, but I wasn't surprised when I saw it.
That's good to hear. Why were you shocked?
But I wasn't surprised.
Why were you shocked?
Because I know you.
12 years of working with me, that I hate everyone.
Equally.
I hate the blacks, the Latinos, and most of all the gays and the fucking Jews. Okay?
And
the Asians ain't no fucking walk in the park.
And your Asian landlord.
Chinese.
Sorry. I stand corrected. But I wasn't surprised when your name came right off. Because I said to I was thinking, Jeff nipped it in the bud. Jeff nipped it in the bud. I saw your name. I was like, holy shit. And then it disappeared. I was like, Jeff nipped it. I know Jeff. He's not going to just let it linger. I don't know what was said, but I knew you nipped it in the bud.
Oh, you're so funny, man.
So, yeah, no, I swear to God. I swear to God.
So right. You know me well. Get it off. We are done.
I was just curious, and why so many comedians did not do the same.
Wait a second. You're falling into the trap everyone else is.
How
do you know? How do you know all the comedians didn't try to get off? How do you know? You know, because you're going on his page like everyone else. The facts you have are not from the sources. Nobody spoke to me. You got fucking people out there with whole podcasts like they have nothing better to talk about than the list, like we right now have nothing better to talk about. Your whole podcast dedicated to the list, and they're talking about, and Jeff Lawrence begged to come off, and he admitted he was a racist and promised not to be racist again. I'm like, why do you have a fucking podcast, man? I'm watching. Everyone involved. It was Dumb and Dumber all the way down. Everyone's just buying what they read. I never admit I'm a racist because I'm not. And you just say, you know me 12 years. You're like, Jeff, what the fuck is... My friends were like, first off, before they even got to my name, they knew it was all bullshit. And when they saw me on there, they were like, this is funny. But each their own. There are people out there that are going to think I'm racist. Let them think I'm racist. I don't want fucking stupid people in my life. You know what? My life should be filled with intelligent people that live life the way I do. And, you know, I haven't lived in a white neighborhood in my life. You know, in my life. I never went to a white school. Well, NYU was kind of white, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, I want nothing to do with it. And I've never spoken or posted about it because I don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's just unfortunate, and also like just to give you perspective. A very dear friend who's come to some comedy shows. She's not in comedy, and I tell her this story, and she's always in shock at comedian behavior. She goes, "I don't get it, but to comedians, don't you want to make people laugh?" And I go, "So you're equating that if you make someone you laugh, you're a monk." You know, you're this
Same.
incredible.
Yeah. That's
Listen, you
same.
always have to remember, stand-up comedy centered around alcohol. The powers
And
that
drugs.
be, it's alcohol. Well, yeah, but I'm just talking. You know, you want to get
Yeah.
so drinking, doing drugs, and hanging in the clubs becomes a thing. And I know, as someone who's been through a lot of drugs and alcohol in my life, it can make you really angry and bitter. You know, you go nowhere. You go nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. And after all these years, you say, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. Let me take some people down instead of doing the work. And there is nobody ever to succeed in this business that's done that. You can't, you know, operate by taking people down. It's not going to be tolerated.
A lot of people said it's
career.
suicide. A lot of people said comedy suicide is what it was.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I tried to have that conversation that, you know, I knew my name's out there already, so you could leave it on. I said, but this whole thing's going to hurt you more than me. And that's how I felt. But it's unfortunate. Hopefully everyone learns their lesson, you know, and it's certainly a lot of my friends said it was just really a whole, perfect storm of events because no one has anything to do. Just imagine, and I put this in perspective to one of the club owners I spoke to. Just imagine this happens December 26th, Christmas week. Busiest week of the year for clubs. Everyone's doing 5 spots a night. Everyone's out there running the work. Who the fuck? This wouldn't have 10 seconds of time.
Right.
But it happened at a time when everyone's got nothing to do.
Perfect storm is right.
Yeah, and it became a list of white racists and a list of mostly black racists, most of which that I know are not racist.
Yeah.
In fact, I honestly don't know anyone on the.
It was disturbing to see names on this list, names on that list, and I'm like, what the fuck? It just got worse. It was a snowball.
Did you see the Latino racist list?
There's a third list?
Well, I can make it tonight if we want some ratings here.
Oh no, I'm okay. I'm okay, thank you. I'm fine.
I'm kidding you, Pudge. I'm fucking with you.
Hey, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised the way this shit's rolling. I mean, it's gonna. God, I mean, I hope look, baseball is coming back. The beaches are opening. This will give some people the opportunity to unwind, because obviously everybody was tense. Like you said, it was the perfect fucking shitstorm with the George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter. Fucking COVID-19, everybody's home, the liquor stores. Nobody performing, and that thing got 1,200 comments. I've never seen, I never knew anybody personally get 1,200 comments. I was like, holy shit. And then in just a couple of days.
But it became clear very early on that, I mean, the people I know that they never got involved with this. They just looked, they saw this is bullshit. They never even, you know, everybody here went for second and thirds. Checking, people were scrolling. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this. My friend request, 25 friend requests within 2 days from comics I don't know. I want to see what's on my page. I want to see if there's racist. I posted this joke, by the way, like the next day. I was like, I know anyone who thinks I'm racist, I know how to scare them away. Now, a lot of my high school friends found me too, and they're, you know, so like, I know, I'll scare them away. So I posted this joke and I said, how could I be racist? I sucked a black cock once.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
How could you?
It's racist to only suck one.
Oh.
It's a play on the I got a black friend.
Okay. With the gay twist.
Get that. Some people didn't get this. It was like, I think this joke is racist. And you're but they weren't comics. It's funny how the comics, you know, the non-comic friends of mine, I do have some of those in my life. They were like, well, that's kind of racist. Shut the fuck up.
No, it's the irony of it. The whole
By the way, I don't know how comedy is going to turn out or shape out, or to what capacity we'll be operating at. You know, certainly we're not going to have. We had 35 full mics a week when we stopped, and everything had been bigger than ever. More shows, more. You know, everything sold out. You know, when you talked earlier, so I just touch on, because, you know, a lot of people don't know, like I really appreciate you saying, like, you knew me when it started, when it was nobody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember back then there were pro comics that would come around and they told me this is going to blow up, because we were a community. We were doing things like a lot of people don't know. Now we have the, you know, we're known as expensive, but back in the day we started in the recession. And, you know, with Al at New York, we were able to run, we ran the 99-cent comedy show. That's when I met you. It was 99 cents, and we throw balls at the stage. And it was, I got Al to do a 1-drink minimum and give me the keys. So we opened and fucking cleaned the place, ran the place, and it was $5 drinks, $5.99. You get a comedy show in a club. That had never been done. And that's how we started building, and then, you know, community and workshops. And then I brought in, you know, the instructors I brought in, like Frank Sanapadre and DeVito and Pat Dixon and Steve Schaefer, who was Carlin's opener. You know, no one had that. A guy that is going to teach beginners comedy. And by the way, he approached me and didn't want to be paid, just want to do it at the goodness of his heart. And that's the kind of goodwill that was happening. And he came in, and this guy opened for Carlin. He toured with Carlin. Like, when he spoke, it was like 30 years of wisdom, incredible wisdom. And he told me about George's bits that didn't work and how he would fix them, you know. And this is, so giving new comics access to this kind of people. And you know, and it just kind of, but the big thing was the mics, obviously. And do you remember Morrison Motel?
No.
John Morrison. No. Because a lot of people don't know, the Laughing Buddah mics copied Morrison Motel mics. Morrison Motel started the no notes.
Oh.
Yeah, $5 in a drink, and you know the money was auctioned off at the end. Whoever, there was lottery, whoever bought people, you know.
Right.
You know, it's really nice giving great comics. Like when I was starting out, the regulars on this mic were Mike Kaplan, Dan St. Germain, Sean Donnelly was the weekly host, Gaffigan was coming in, Mick DeFlo. I was there every week. But here's the thing: you couldn't get on. It was like 100. There was a lottery, 100 names for 20 spots, and John gave it up, and I called him because we're very friendly, stayed in touch all these years, and said, you had the best mic in town, and I would just love to emulate it, but I would never copy it, you know, without your bless. And he's like, nah, don't be silly. Take my lighting rig, take my PA, you have my blessing. So we did the no notes and the giveaways, and it just, you know, it blew up.
I've always told people, I got a little bit offended for you, I guess. I don't know. I'm very defensive when I hear your name or Laughing Buddah getting lumped in with other shit. And
that's just naivety. They don't know what we do and what they do.
And I'm like, no. That I'm like, and I said, listen, this is a community. What he created is a business model. It's a business. It's a community. What he's on his own. You're standing on your own. No one else. You have these people doing these individual things. You have a community. It's a college with all these classes, all these, you know what I'm saying? It's a university, and there's a campus, and everyone can attend and enroll into different things. Okay, what these people are doing, they're doing these individual things. You're doing, it's at another scale. And not to be lumped in with that other shit.
I appreciate that. And to have a community and keep a community, there has to be, you know, something beyond the mics. See, if you look at all the people they lump me in with, you don't need to mention names, but I know, you know, there's the comedy school owners, the bringer producers, all the people. And, you know, that's how Laughing Buddah started, is I had to deal with those people.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that. You know, just create better opportunities. You know, I don't know what to say. But you have to nail it. So not just, you know, but to keep people engaged in everything, you have to have a vision. You have to create a lot more than just a bringer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the hosting the mics and the hosting program, you know, we've had hundreds of hosts over the years. There's 30 active, and some stay for years, some stay for 6 months. But you know what it's like to produce your show. So
yes.
No one, when we started, said, hey, you come here and you got to work, you got to come early, you set up the chairs, you do X, Y, Z, but you don't have to deal with the owner. You don't have to deal with the air conditioning. You don't have to bring in the audience. That's all the pressure. Dealing with the owner, selling the drinks, bringing in the audience is all taken care of. So it enlists so many people. You know, Ian Lara was one of the original hosts. Dombrowski, Caitlin Palufo. There's so many people that then went on the road, got all that time on the road, moved into featuring, headlining, and TV. And that's kind of the blueprint. You know, it's just that not a lot of people are going to break through and do the work anywhere, whether it's at Laughing Buddah or, you know, or whatever. But, you know, we do things that none of those people do. I mean, the amount of people we put on the road and got on TV, I mean, you know, my top guys all did commercials last year. All at least have auditions, agents. You know Nigel, right? Fullerton.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know.
So Nigel met Sandy from Avanti through me years ago. He was in the Forrest Whitaker movie. He's done several commercials, Comedy Central.
I've heard a lot of little murmurs. I've heard the stories. Oh yeah, I was on this show and I spoke to this agent and I got a commercial. I haven't heard Jeff. Yeah, I've hosted. Yeah, I remember hosting when he was watching everybody, and there's all these other shows with the bookers and producers and all that. And then there's yours, but I've heard more positive and more wheels turning, let's say. Something came out of it.
I want to give you an example of why people lump things together or what they think. Pretty much everyone copies what we do. To give you an example, there's one comedy school owner that copies everything we do. So if I put a Google ad tomorrow, zoom, 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 your way to the top, his ad will say, zoom, 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 your way to the top the next day.
Yeah.
Everything gets copied. So put yourself in the shoes of a new comedian who maybe wants to take a comedy class. How the fuck do they differentiate anything? You know, and people have to understand, and you know this better, you know, as much as anyone, you got to pay your dues in this business.
One way or another.
No way around it. And you don't want to do a bringer. You know, there's comedy club owners that tell you have to do bringers. I've never told anyone they have to do a bringer. Ever. We have nice bringer shows. You want to do them, the real quality, come on. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you, you have to do that. You have to do mics. You got to.
Well, that's what I always ask young comics. They always want to shit on Laughing Buddah, and I'm like, who's putting a gun to your head? Shop around. If you find a better deal, go
fucking
for it.
elsewhere. I don't want these people here. By the way,
shop around.
You know, but just so you know, I've been throwing these people out. You're not coming to my fucking room and bitching. And that's how much Laughing Buddah changed. People used to go on stage and just say shit. And now I'm just like, I have zero tolerance. It's a positive energy room. If you don't like me or Laughing Buddah, don't come. I don't want you there. We don't need you there. 700 fucking open mic spots a week we fill. 700. Don't fucking need you if you don't want to be here. So going into the new world, just, you know, we're not going to be running 35 mics a week. It's 10 or 15. I don't want the assholes there, you know, and the hosts we have now have done a great job of getting rid of them. And that's what you do. You just get rid of everyone. I hear these whines. Hey, he was banned for no reason. Everyone was banned for being a fucking asshole. Everyone. No one fucking person was ever banned because I just didn't like them on a bad day. What can I tell you? Let them bitch about. Listen, something I learned, Pudge. What I do, I've been doing for many, many years. There's no derogatory hate until I was successful. Nothing. From day one, I had a bringer, a paid mic, just like everybody else. Like you probably did Laugh Lounge and bringer mics. Everyone starts out, does something. But when you become successful, you become a target. And that's just, you know, who cares, man? I mean, these people are like, you know, you got to realize for all these people you hear this from, all the happy people are at Laughing Buddah.
Yeah.
That's right. Never at Laughing Buddah even have people bitch and moan about the other venues and clubs. I've
seen the bitching and whining, and I never chime in. Like you said, I just want to mind my own business. But sometimes I want to tell these kids, did you want to be a comedian to start judging, bitching, and whining, or do you want to be a comic? Because I see more people bitching and whining and pointing fingers, and it's like, no, if you want to be a comic, just work on your craft. Don't work on the, you know.
I'll say it again. I don't know any comic that's ever been successful that was the bitching, moaning, publicly bashing people. Nobody. This is the hallmark of failure. So when it happens and you see it and, you know, this guy, it's all the hallmark of failure. When you're successful, everybody is doing everything they're supposed to be doing.
James Mattern.
You know what I'm saying? There's not one successful comedian that would change a fucking thing.
Right. Have you heard James Mattern's new podcast, The Commish?
No, but I saw him post something about it.
Yeah, so he has a great line about young comics, and it's young comics should be seen, not heard.
That's what
Not
I
to
said
sound
before.
derogatory,
No, it's
but
no, it's
sometimes
no, but it's what I
it's just
said
too much.
before, that you have a voice with social media in your
Yeah,
first couple years instead of having to earn it out of the respect of people that have
yeah,
actually paid their dues and become comedians.
right.
And you got to realize it's like karaoke out there. It's 90% amateurs. It is. It's 90% amateurs. And when
Yeah,
you're drinking in the bars and everything, And listen, I don't hate. You enjoy stand up. You want to go to a bar and have a drink. That's fine. I just look. In life, you only control what you control. Pudge, not one person's ever come up to my face and said, "I don't like you. I don't like what you do." Maybe one. Maybe one. Yeah, there is one. I'm not going to mention names. I
yeah.
almost knocked him out. He didn't know that I practiced the martial arts most of my life. I was going to fucking put him in the fucking hospital. There's only one. I wanted to kill him. But nobody's ever had the balls because I would like hit him. No, I would laugh. I would laugh and ignore him. This is a fucking joke. And you know what it is too, man? It's like when you work as hard as a guy like you's worked, and and other people are just you don't have anything negative to say. You're just too busy working. You're succeeding.
That's the
At things.
problem.
You're getting.
Yeah, if you have time to bitch, whine, and complain, you're not working hard enough.
There's no, and it's just not. If you read, and one thing I always did early on, and I shared the tip of the weeks with, I always read what the top comics of all time, say, and it's always hand in hand with that. It's always
Yeah,
work. Mark Maron said, you have to work really hard, and after you work really hard, if you work really, really hard and you don't get distracted, something good will happen. It's not what you think is going to happen, or not what you expected. And with me, that
right.
rang so true. I didn't plan Laughing Buddah. I produced a show at the Laugh Factory, my first show, because someone asked me to do it. I didn't even want to do it. And 150 people came. And I had a problem. So I went to Al Martin at Broadway and said, I got 150 people. Can I have a show? And he gave me the main room. And I told him 150 people, and they were set up for 40, just like the Laugh Factories in Times Square. So I learned when I go to clubs and tell them I have 150 people, they don't believe me because everyone lies. No one ever comes through. And for the longest time, we were bringing in 150 a show. Then there was 2 shows. Our first mic, 75 people showed up to our first mic.
Wow.
75, wall to wall, up the stairs, at the Lantern. And it's been like that. All I've
The
ever tried
lantern.
to do, all I've ever tried to do is take care of the people that want the stage time around me, because, I've heard I try to put the free mics out of business, and I'm always like, I don't have to put free mics out of business. They'll take care of that themselves, but
They'll
I
always
don't
be
wish
there.
enjoy your mic. I don't give a fuck. I have a
Hey,
friend.
Jeff,
But,
we just got the light.
oh, we gotta go.
Yeah, Instagram just gave me the timer. We got 20 seconds, Jeff. I just want to tell you, thank you for coming on.
It was a pleasure.
I'm glad we were able to start. It took a minute, but yo, good luck.